Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the live stream Saturday night, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my very best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys, got some new things to test tonight. And of course, as always, as I mentioned at the beginning, I'll take your questions. So let's get this thing going. All right, so here we are, safe and sound, next to the rig. I don't know, why am I... Oh, it's over there. I don't know. Something looked weird there for a second. Oh, it's my graphics card. I thought it was like the water pump. Anyway, freaking out. I want you guys to please hang on tonight. I'm having connection issues. I don't know what the problem is. We tried to do a live stream yesterday for Black Friday, and it was plagued with disconnects. So, but I'm just going to hang in there and keep going. So there might be times where like my video goes frozen and it looks like I'm disconnected, and I will work on the issues locally. Sometimes my OBS studio software disconnects and reconnects, and that I'm only gone for a few seconds. And then other times, like I need to, my modem mysteriously reboots on its own. And then there are times where I reboot the modem myself to try to reconnect with a stable connection. So I will not leave you. I will stay. So just hang in there, guys. I don't know what goes on your end, but as long as I don't disconnect from my YouTube studio here, you know, and clicked end stream, we'll be in the same stream session. So like I said, if I disconnect, hang in there. Anyway, a lot of people are here tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here. I'm going to pop out the chat, and I'm going to move it over to the other side here where I can greet everybody. Lady Fox 77, hello. And I guess Coinbase is having issues as well, connection issues. I don't know. It's a combination of pardon me. Let me move this over here. I'll try not to get too bogged down into issues, but I mentioned my connection issues at the beginning, and there are people having trouble connecting to Coinbase and trading. I think, like I said, that's a combination of a lot of people on the internet in my neighborhood, I'm assuming, because it's a holiday. Everyone's home, everyone's shopping. I heard that this will be the first Black Friday in history where more people will shop online than in the store. Although we live close to a mall and it's booming over there. So that's great. But also, because Bitcoin is approaching its all-time high, as it was last week, and then had this sudden drop, there is very high volume on the exchanges. So we're going to get connection issues on exchanges and in general, right? I can't even stay connected to YouTube for some reason. W, thank you for being here. Lincoln Continental, wonderful to have you from Australia. LTC Perosi, thank you for being here again. Did I buy anything for Black Friday? No. But there are a lot of sales, a lot of stuff going on that I'm going to turn you guys on to. Diatom Ranger from Kentucky, hello. Lewis, how do I sell to earn on Exchanger? I'm not sure about Exchanger. We might have a chance to get into that. Diatom, thank you. Lewis, thank you for being here. LTC Perosi is asking a question about 32 ETH validator node, interest in running a node on with a computer. Okay, interesting. We can maybe I can give you my opinion on mining, and running nodes might be similar. David Treb3, welcome. Diatom Ranger, Mr. David is here. We'll talk about Binance a little bit. So there's a lot of people, a lot of questions. Scott Lee is here as usual. Thank you for being here, Scott. Lady Fox, Cullen 1970 from Rotterdam. Cull Tom. Can I do an update on Link? I don't know. Okay, so let's get down to business. Let's talk about the news real quick. Let's get that out of the way. Like I said, I did one yesterday, but I'm going to talk a little bit about some of these stories that came in from yesterday. A lot of you didn't know. I did it kind of on the fly. Didn't work out too well because of the connection issues. We'll see how things go tonight. So the first story is Bitcoin plunges along with other coins. This is one of my favorite terms, and especially when it comes from mainstream sources. Whenever I hear Bitcoin plunges, I know things are good. I used to hear a lot of that in 2017. So whenever I see a headline that screams Bitcoin plunges, my ears perk up. You have to remember that Bitcoin is volatile. It's not quite as volatile as it used to be, but it's still volatile, and it still has a lot of mainstream detractors that are happy to pile on when Bitcoin is down, as if it never goes up, right? Now, I have to admit that unlike 2017, there's a lot of good press for Bitcoin this time around. Back in 2017, it was mostly bad press, and of course the sporadic Bitcoin plunges articles. And I always found them humorous because, they'd say Bitcoin plunges 10%. And that was a lot back in those days, when compared to the stock market. But I would think to myself, well, it was up 20% the day before. So why didn't you scream about that? They are always screaming about Bitcoin plunging. Anyway, so I've got a link to this article. And before we get too much further, I would like to point out that in the description down below, there are a lot of, let's see here, I'm going to copy this one. Is that it? No, that's not it's not the one that I wanted. But anyway, all right, we'll move on. Anyway, there's a lot of affiliate links down here where you can click on these links and get great deals. And I'll get a little something from these companies, my partners, for directing you their way. So I encourage you, if you're interested in any of these products, please follow these links, right? We've got the Shop Ledger link. We've got the Crypto.com link. This blog announcement for this Union Dot is not what I wanted. I wanted their Black Friday, but I'll find it. And then there's a Trezor link here. We'll talk about Trezor tonight. They're having a Black Friday sale, which ends tomorrow, which is kind of interesting. They're not doing anything for Cyber Monday, which is a bit odd. So they might have a new sale for Cyber Monday. But anyway, you can get a 20% discount if you use the checkout code Black Friday 20 when you're checking out. All right. We got the Kraken, the Brave, the Binance US, Coinbase, a link to the Mastering Bitcoin book, which you can read for free, the first edition. And then I've got some links for the biggest DeFi sites out there on Ethereum. And then I've got some guides here for the Binance Smart Chain. These are actually kind of in the wrong order, but these are some links to some of the biggest Binance Smart Chain DeFi where it's cheaper. And whatever, thank you so much, I appreciate that. Whatever just gave me $10. That's great. NEGSX. I normally don't talk about coins. This is a technical help kind of live stream. It's not like an investment thing. I do talk about the price of Bitcoin, but since you have backed up your question with a tip, I will look at that coin and cover it to give you just a general overview of what I can find out about this coin. I don't know about it off the top of my head, so I guess that says something. Not that I know every coin that's out there. Okay, and then down below I've got some links here to my DeFi videos, which you can follow along step by step. And then I've got links to all of the news stories that I'm going to cover tonight if you would like to read those articles in more depth at your own leisure. And then some of my big ledger videos are linked down here below. So there are a lot of good stuff down in the description below. I invite you to check it out. Let's go ahead with the news here. I talked about this yesterday. Exchanges outdo auctions for governments. And that's a big thing, really. In the past, if you weren't aware, when the government seized Bitcoin from a said criminal, they would generally auction it off to somebody. And I guess I don't know exactly how they did it, maybe on a website or something. They said, okay, we've got 50 Bitcoins that we confiscated from so-and-so. It's now ours. We're auctioning it off. And then people would bid on it, and the high bidder would be awarded the Bitcoin. I don't know. The government would probably expect their payment first, and then they would send the Bitcoin to said bid winner. But now, apparently, the government is taking the Bitcoin that they've acquired and actually selling it on exchanges, which is kind of a it's kind of acknowledging the ecosystem, right? I guess before the government was kind of like, we got some Bitcoin, but if you give us money, we'll give it to you. But now they're sort of like, okay, we've got some Bitcoin, let's participate in the ecosystem by selling it on an exchange, right? So that's pretty cool. I thought this was an interesting story. And it's not just the U.S. government. There's some other governments that seize Bitcoin and that sell it on exchanges. It's sort of like they've acknowledged that Bitcoin is a thing, and Bitcoin is, exchanges are suitable places to transact, right? If the government is doing it, it's kind of I can't think of the word for it, whatever. They're like giving the thumbs up to exchanges, right? They're admitting that they're useful, right? So that's good, right? I like that. That's pretty cool. So check out that article, linked down below. And then we've got, we'll talk a little bit about the price of Bitcoin and what's kind of going on with the market here. And we've talked a lot about whales. Now, what is a whale? A whale is a holder of Bitcoin that I think they have to have over 1,000 Bitcoins in their wallet, right? Now, we don't know. There could be multiple, one person could have multiple wallets, or several people could be sharing one wallet. We don't know, right? It might be, a bank or an institution, and then someone is managing this said wallet. But the Bitcoin blockchain is transparent. So when anyone moves Bitcoin around from one Bitcoin address to another, this is observable, right? And so when someone with a lot of Bitcoin in their wallet moves their Bitcoin or a large piece of it to an exchange, that is a bearish signal, right? That is an indication that the whale is planning on selling their Bitcoin because they're moving it to an exchange. Under normal circumstances, a whale will keep their Bitcoin in their own wallet. And that's kind of what we talk about here, is how to store Bitcoin and manage it in your own wallet and not to just leave it on the exchange. So a Bitcoin whale is generally a person who knows what they're doing, right? So they hold their Bitcoin in their own wallet when they're not doing anything else, right? When all things are just... But when it's time to sell, they move their Bitcoin to the exchange. And when it's time to hold, they tend to move their Bitcoin off the exchange, right? That's been the pattern, right? So the outlook here, the recent outlook here is that, okay, this dip that we got from Bitcoin being at 19.5 down to 16.5, which someone on the live stream calculated yesterday is around 15% drop from its high of 19.5 down to 16.5. I think it went even lower. I think on some exchanges it was 16.2. But we're looking at a pretty large percentage drop. Now we're back up, right? We're at almost 18. I think we've been flirting with 18 today. But this article is stating that no. The whales are still putting their coins on the exchange, so we still have some downside to this pullback, right? I know we all wish that Bitcoin would just keep going up, and we were just crossing our fingers last week hoping it was going to break that all-time high set in 2017 and then be off to the moon from there, right? Parabolic. But it didn't happen, right? Bitcoin pulled back. But it was only a 15% pullback over a 24-hour period, I guess. So are we going to see more downside? We don't know, right? And I've talked a lot about these chartists and these analysts, and correlation does not always prove causation. Just because whales are moving their Bitcoin onto the exchanges, that may or may not be the cause of the price of Bitcoin moving back and forth. I mean, it could be because somebody pops some popcorn. Maybe people popping popcorn causes the price of Bitcoin to move because it happens at the same time, right? That's my point, right? But this is a pretty good indicator, has been historically. And there are a lot of historical indicators like the halving. Historically, after the halving, Bitcoin goes on a huge rise. So, we have to sort of give credence to some of these analysis, right? But whether this is going to happen, we don't know. I guess they're saying that Bitcoin could come down to like 13, some people. I don't know if this article says it. And then the reminder here is back in 2017, we had 30 to 40% pullbacks. Well, the 40% drop was May 12th of this year, but that's not a good indicator because everything pulled back on that date, right? The stock market, the bond market, the gold market, the Bitcoin market. So to use March 12th as some sort of Bitcoin prognosticating tool is not really adept, right? It just, the entire world dropped 20, 30, 40% on that day. But anyway, I think maybe they're talking about, here was November of 2018. All right. So is Bitcoin going to test lower lows? We don't know. Or lower resistance levels. Let's hope not, right? Let's hope it keeps going back up from here. And then here's this is the article, right? 13K. 3 reasons why traders are now expecting Bitcoin to hit 13K. Historical cycles, Fibonacci sequence, and the record high open interest in the futures market, right? These are all chart kind of indicators as to, where Bitcoin is going to be going in the future. But like I've mentioned many times before, no one knows where the market is going, right? If they knew where the market was going, it wouldn't be a market, right? If we could predict precisely if Bitcoin were going to go up or down with accuracy, then it really wouldn't be a market anymore, right? So the point here is that no one knows where the market's going. I don't know that anyone predicted the pullback of 15% from Thursday, right? So all the articles I were reading were saying Bitcoin was about to break its all-time high and go to the moon, and then boom, there was an unexpected pullback, right? So all of these charts and things don't always give us the accurate picture, all right? All right, so let me answer this question from whatever about GSX. It's too good to be true, or are you skeptical? Skeptical. That reminds me of the one about the optometrist who fell into his lens grinder and made a spectacle of himself. Haha. All right, so here we go. Let's look. The first thing I do, if someone says, tell me about coin whatever, first thing I'll do is look it up on CoinGecko, right? It's the first thing you're going to do to analyze a coin. Can you find it on CoinGecko? GSSX. Glow shares. Okay, we got us a live one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so is it... okay, let's see. Is it even ranked? Okay, market cap number 1, Bitcoin. GSX, market cap, not even ranked. Okay, so it's not even ranked. Okay, somebody says it's 37. Okay, let's go down and look at it and see if we can find, let's see, the chart. The chart. We look at the chart. Is this, how long has this thing been around? Let's see, 1 year. Has it been around for 1 year? Let's look at it on coinmarketcap.com. I don't even know what this is. What is this thing? Okay. Yeah, I can't even get to the website because my my Malwarebytes anti-malware doesn't even like their website. All right. So let's try CoinMarketCap. Okay. And what were we doing here? GSX. It's not even finding it. I don't even know if this is the coin you're talking about. It's not coming up at all on CoinMarketCap. It looks like a non-coin to me. It might exist somewhere. It's not an it doesn't appear to be an ERC20 token. I don't know if looks like it's been, according to CoinGecko, that it's been around a while. I don't know. Looks kind of weird. I guess it went way up. What was this? Oh, 2 cents, right? 2 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents, 41 cents. Okay, so it went up. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know anything about this coin. I don't know what the story is. Could be a pump and dump. I don't know. I don't really have enough information to make an educated guess about this. Okay. That's about as much as I can tell you about this coin, right? I can't get on their website because my antivirus doesn't like their website. So probably a foreign website. Let's click it one more time and see what happens. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh boy. Huge. Glowshares.com is for sale. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Yeah, this doesn't look kosher to me. Okay, let's move on. But thank you for that. Whatever. Thank you. Physical mining. Okay, that was a good question. Now, LTC Perosi was asking me about running a node. Now, here's my take on mining in general. Mining for Bitcoin. Back in the day, you could mine Bitcoin on a laptop. Easy peasy. And it was somewhat productive. Maybe not that productive because Bitcoin was virtually worthless back when it was mineable on a laptop. But if you mined a bunch of Bitcoin and then just put it in a wallet and held on to it, you were going to see payments down the road, right? That's kind of the goal of mining. That's one goal of mining. Now, there's also the short-term goal of mining to break even in the short term. Now, at some point, Bitcoin became too complicated to mine on a laptop. So they moved to what were called GPU miners, which stands for Graphical Processing Unit, or what we all know and love as graphic cards. If you're a gamer, you know what a graphic card is. You put it in your computer so that you can run better games, right? And so you can actually mine Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies with graphical processing unit. And generally what they would do is they'd buy like just a box, a minimal box PC, and then load it up with graphic cards. So you'd have to buy like, you can fit 4 graphic cards in a computer. Actually, you need like special connectors, and then the graphic cards are in a rack, and then you've got these ribbon cables that come down into the computer motherboard, and but that's more expensive, right? And people did that for a while, and they mined, and then Bitcoin became too complicated for that. So when they moved up to what are called ASICs, or async. I don't know what ASIC stands for, but it's a specialized piece of hardware. It's my son doing something. What does ASIC stand for? Let's see what we call this. ASIC. It's an acronym. Application Specific Integrated Circuit. Okay. So it's a piece of hardware that is built specifically for mining a particular coin, right? And they have specific boxes for Bitcoin, and then there's some for Litecoin. A lot of people still mine Ethereum with graphic cards, rigs, that sort of thing. But here's my point. If you're going to do this, you have to put an initial investment in for all this hardware that you're going to use, right? This one's $2,000. It's already sold out, right? So you got to plop down at least $2,000 from the get-go just to get in the game. And by the time you break even, which might be 6 months down the road, this box won't be the best box out there anymore, and it won't be as efficient anymore because the Bitcoin blockchain gets progressively more complicated as time goes by. So anybody that tells you you can mine Bitcoin profitably is lying to you. There are a lot of scam sites out there which will try to trick you into subscribing to their service or paying them up front for Bitcoin mining. It's all a scam, right? A real Bitcoin miner plops down a bunch of money ahead of time. And then your power bill goes up. This thing is loud and annoying. Mining Bitcoin is really only for professionals, right? Sorry, that's my opinion, right? You want to run out and buy one of these? Great. You might break even in next week. I don't know, but I doubt it, right? Now, LTC Perosi was asking about running a node using a computer. Now, I'm not that familiar with that. Now, he's talking about a new form of blockchain that runs on the proof of stake. And proof of stake, the Bitcoin is proof of work, right? You buy this miner and it works and it works and it works, and it finds blocks or participates in pools and shares in block rewards, and you make money because you're cranking, right? You're solving mathematical puzzles. Now, running a node is similar. You set up a computer and let's see here if I can just do this. Proof. Oops. And we're getting a little bogged down in technical of stake. I would like to sort of move on to more things that more people, the newcomers, can understand. But proof of stake is another way of securing a blockchain and running a coin. The proof of stake is the proof of people that actually own the coin, and they're validators on the node. You can set up a box and run a node and have a voting power on the blockchain, right? Governance power. But you need a pretty good machine. It needs to be running 24/7. If you're like me and you've got a house and a family, to have some machine running 24/7 in the corner is a little bit. It's a little beyond what I would really want to do But if you want to run one out in your garage and keep it on 24/7 and deal with all the technical issues of, it crashes, it hangs, it freezes, and you got to deal with that at 3 o'clock in the morning because you get a call that says, hey, your node's not running or whatever, more power to you. Easier to stake your coins on proof of stake networks and let other validators deal with that issue, right? That's what staking is, and we'll talk about that tonight. All right, so I wanted to bring up some of these, let's see, the ledger Black Friday deal, which is running through Cyber Monday, is going to give you 40% off a Ledger Nano X or S, I believe, or any hardware wallets that you buy, right? And you just use this checkout code. So like you'll go, it's pretty simple. Let's see if I can just put one in my cart. Come on, where is it? Okay, there, add to cart. So we're going to add to cart, and then we'll hit checkout, and then we'll paste that guy in there. Did I? Pooey. Guess I didn't. Doggone it. Come on, Rex. Let's try this again. Ledger. Whoops. Ledger.com. Here we go. Let's copy that into our clipboard. Let's paste that into our... Come on, man. Ugh. Black Friday. Now I'm starting to get upset. Rex is getting upset. Okay, here we go. Now let's paste it. There we go. All right. All right. You'll see there that we're getting, $47 off $119 wallet, right? So that's pretty darn cool. So you can use my affiliate link down below to get to the Ledger website in order to get this deal. So that's great. And then Crypto.com is doing a deal where Crypto.com, I'm going to have to go to this email and get it because I don't have it on me at the moment. All right. I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. All right. Yeah. And I wanted to put that down in the description below. You're getting 4 times pay rewards. I played around with that the other day. Let me just do it like this. All right. All right. And if you do that, basically you just go over to Crypto.com. All right, and then in Crypto.com, they have this pay feature, which is up in the top right corner. We'll go to Crypto Pay, and then over on the left side, we've got gift cards. And then you'll hit Shop Now. And then there's a lot of choices here for gift cards. You buy the gift card, and then you can send it to your friend, and you'll get rewarded in CRO up to 4 times higher than what you normally would because of the Black Friday deal. So that's pretty cool. Right, like say you were to buy this card, then let me see if I can do this. All right, and then if you buy it with CRO, you're going to get rewarded back higher than normal on the Black Friday period. All right. Very easy. There's lots of choices for all these different gift cards: Safeway, Grubhub, eBay, Adidas, AirNub. Basically, you're going to email. It ends up emailing a code to your friend who can use it at the checkout. Right? You just you can print it out, or you can just show them your phone, and then they'll punch in that code, and they'll get their discount. So a pretty cool thing for a lot of different products, right? And then while we're in Crypto.com, I just mentioned that Crypto.com, and I don't have my wallet, is a great way to spend your crypto in the real world with their MCO Visa card, right? So if you have your MCO Visa card, it's like a prepaid debit card, right? I've got $61 on there. I can use my debit card in any store and that accepts Visa, right? And if I need to top up, I can top up and top it up with Bitcoin or true US dollar. I can sell my CRO for Bitcoin. So it's a great way to liquidate crypto, right? We talked about that mostly last week, right? Liquidating crypto. How do because we were at the high last week. It was like, how do I sell maybe I'm the one. Maybe it's my fault that Bitcoin dropped because I was showing everybody how to liquidate their Bitcoin last week. Maybe that's why Bitcoin dropped 15% from its yearly high, right? I was showing too many people how to liquidate their Bitcoin, right? Sell, sell, sell. Okay. Now I would like to talk about test flight. Now, Daedalus is the wallet that we use for managing our Cardano, right? And Daedalus is a great wallet. You can manage your Cardano in Daedalus, and then you can also stake it. Let me go and I'm going to launch my Cardano wallet here. He's also a dude. There was a dude named Daedalus, right? I guess. Wait a minute. Whoa, whoops. What was that we were... Okay, there we go. Let's let this load. It's almost synced to their blockchain. Who was that? Oh, Girolamo Cardano was an Italian polymath whose interests and proficiencies ranged mathematics. Okay, so I'm not really sure where they got that name Cardano. There it is. That's the last name of the guy, Cardano. And Daedalus is the name of the guy who built Prometheus's wings, right? Prometheus's dad. We all remember what happened to Prometheus. He flew too close to the sun. Because the wings they used wax to make the wings, and when he flew too close to the sun, his wings melted. So Cardano incorporates a lot of interesting names in their ecosystem, right? So let's take a look. Okay. Let me just postpone the update. Sharing QR codes, blah blah blah. I don't know. While I'm here, let me go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and run the update. Because I'm mostly synced to their blockchain, so we'll go ahead and run the update here. Now, when you run the update from within Daedalus, you don't really need to... let's see, we're going to close this. Is it going to launch the wallet for me automatically? Probably not. Doesn't. All right, let's go ahead and just launch it manually again. All right, so here we go. So I just wanted to point out to you, Daedalus is the wallet that manages Cardano, and Cardano runs on a proof of stake blockchain. So it doesn't have miners. It has node validators, people running nodes on servers, right? I imagine if you want to run a node, you'll need a pretty decent machine. Maybe a couple thousand at least, and you're going to need the resources to keep it running 24/7. But it's much easier just to stake your Cardano. If we go over here to staking, I have a wallet called Staking, so don't get confused by that. That's just the name of the wallet. But if we go to the staking center, we can go over here to stake pools, and you can see that I'm in a couple. I think this one's kind of stale. I think I want to change my staking pool. But we'll talk about that a little later too. And as you can see, I'm getting rewards from staking and main. Both these wallets are being staked, and they're generating rewards. That's 500 ADA. That's nothing to sneeze at, right? Now this has been over a couple of months, but still, let's see, what do we got here? ADA, 500 ADA is $83, right? Over the course of a couple of months, right? It's passive income. And I don't really have that much ADA, right? Compared to some who may have like lots more than me that are generating quite a bit of income from their Daedalus wallet. But the one thing that I always had wished that Daedalus had was ledger support, right? And now they are incorporating the ledger device into the Daedalus wallet, and that's really cool. So let me show you how that works. I believe I can continue to run the main Daedalus wallet, right? I'm going to run Daedalus Test Flight. Daedalus Test Flight is like a preview wallet, right? For Cardano. I'm going to hit I understand. All right, what's it going to load here? I don't know if it's expecting me to connect it. It might not, right? I might not even need to connect the Ledger wallet to the Daedalus wallet for it to show me my balance, right? All it's doing is showing me my balance. Now, staking, oh, it looks like they've added the staking. What is this? Okay. Interesting. Oh, is it just automatically staking it for me? That's kind of weird. I didn't know it was doing that. Okay. Now, this is an experimental wallet, right? All I did was download it and set it up. But I connected it to my Ledger. But as you'll notice, I didn't have to connect my Ledger to do it. Now, if I were to try to send some out, then I would need to connect my Ledger device, right? So let me kind of explain how that works. Ledger is a hardware wallet that manages multiple cryptocurrencies that you can run from within Ledger Live. Ledger Live is the main interface for the Ledger device. All right, and we can run our we can manage Bitcoin wallets, Ethereum wallets, Tezos wallets, Tron wallets. There's a lot of wallets and cryptocurrencies that we can manage from within Ledger Live. Now, there are a lot of additional cryptocurrencies that we can manage the private keys for on this device, but they need third-party wallets. And that's Cardano is one of those, right? So basically, you go over to the manager, right? And it wants me to quit the application that I'm running right now. Let's do that. There we go. Boop-a-doo. All right. It wants me to quit the application I'm in, and then it's going to ask me to allow Ledger Manager. It should. Oh, I was in Cardano. No wonder the wallet launched. I was still in Cardano from the last time. Maybe the wallet just noticed that and didn't query me. Well, that was pretty cool. So anyway, but here is where we add apps, right? And as you can see, you can manage Stellar actually in Ledger Live, but Cardano, I have, let's see here. It's going crazy here. These are the apps that I have installed on my device. One of them is the Binance Chain. So I can't manage my Binance coin in Ledger Live. I can't manage my Cardano in Ledger Live. But I have the app on my device. And when I install the app on my device, right, this thing over here, then I have the private keys for a Cardano wallet, and then I can use third-party wallets to manage those wallets. Third-party wallet software, so to speak. All right. And so we did that with, I'm going to go ahead and go back in here. That's funny. But let's say that I tried to send some out, right? It would probably want me to sign that transaction. Now, I got to think, where would I send this? Where am I going to send it? Okay, let's send it over here. Let's put it in the regular Daedalus wallet. First we do receive. Now this Daedalus wallet is connected. It is running on my computer. The private keys are stored on my computer, right? It's the regular Daedalus wallet. So let's copy this into our clipboard. We do that. Here we go. Any of these addresses will work. All right. I hear somebody back there. Who is that? Is there somebody back there? Hello? Hello? What are you doing back there, buddy? Huh? Are you lonely upstairs by yourself? Aw. Well, Christabel's probably in her room. My daughter, who's 11, likes to lay in her bed under the covers with her phone and her earbuds and watch YouTube or get on Discord or whatever the heck she does sometimes. And she just leaves her little brother wandering around with nothing to do. I think Mommy's upstairs in the bedroom, buddy, playing with her plants. All right, so let's send some of this out, right? So I'm going to choose send. And the wallet address will be the Daedalus wallet, the full-blown Daedalus wallet. And let's send 100 of these over. Let's hit next. Okay, wow, it's all red. That's scary. All right, they're going to charge that 0.168273. That's a standard fee on the network. Not sure why. Okay, it wants me to connect the ledger device to see how that's working. Pretty cool. Now, there it is. Start new transaction. I'll hit both buttons. Send ADA. I'll hit both buttons. There's the address. Okay, I can see both the pieces of it. And I'll hit both buttons again. Right, okay. Okay. Okay, I had to go to the second part of it to hit both buttons. There's that transaction fee. Let's hit both buttons. There's some more info. Keep hitting both buttons. Confirm. Yes. All right. Okay, now it wants me to export the public key again. I don't know why. Okay, it wants me to confirm that. And there it goes. Okay, now I can hit send. Boom. There it goes. And off it goes. Well, hopefully this will work. I'll just wait for a minute. Okay, but notice what happened there. When I decided to send some Cardano out of this wallet, it interfaced with my Ledger device, and it wanted me to sign the transaction with my Ledger device before it would send out. This is so cool because now I can put my private key for this wallet on my hardware device where it's safer than on my computer. It's pretty safe on my computer. It's not, it's not like it's not safe on my computer. It's that it's better on an external hardware device. And it's taking a long time, so we'll see. Hope this works. I'm getting tired of holding it up with my other hand here, so I'm going to turn off the camera. Oh, there it goes. All right, so now we've got less, right? We got 200. We had 344. We got less now in test flight. Let's see what happened over in the regular Daedalus. There, it just came in. So I just sent some Cardano from the test flight wallet to my main Daedalus wallet. Now, Daedalus will eventually incorporate the Ledger support in their next update within weeks, I'm told, I've heard. Rumor has it, right? And when that happens, then I'll do a full-blown video on how you do it, how you set it up, and everything else. And then I personally am going to move all of the funds that are in these wallets over to the Ledger-based wallets. Now, if you were using your Ledger with Ada Lite or Yori, you'll be able to access those balances in the new version of Daedalus, right? And here's the best part. You'll be able to store your ADA on the private keys on the Ledger, and you'll be able to stake it and earn rewards within Daedalus, right? That was always kind of the trade-off. I believe Yori would allow you to do some staking, maybe even Ada Lite, but really the best rewards were in Daedalus, right? That's where the reward nodes were. So when that happens with the main version of Daedalus, I'm going to move all my ADA into that wallet. It's going to be great, right? So I just wanted to kind of preview that for you guys tonight. And I will talk a little bit more about managing, I'd like to talk about managing Ethereum tonight. I've had some, a friend of mine was worried. He had withdrawn some ERC20 from an exchange to his Ledger wallet, and it wasn't showing up, and he was worried. And so I think we went over that last week too, but I'm going to do it again this week just so you guys can see how that works. And I'm going to go ahead and move some Bitcoin first to show you how to manage Bitcoin. All right, so let's go down here. There's a lot of people here tonight. whatever, thank you. GSX we talked about. Whatever for physical mining. I think I covered physical mining, hopefully to your satisfaction. Okay, there's so many people here tonight. I'm having trouble keeping up. But please talk amongst yourself. Thankfully, I'm still connected. Everybody seems to be connected. It's Daedalus's birthday today. Adalite is easier. But like I said, I think the rewards are better and you have finer control over your staking in the Daedalus wallet. And that's a new thing, right? So we'll see where that goes, right? Paste wouldn't work for me. I had to manually type it to finally send. Do you need separate wallets for the different crypto? Yes and no, right? There are multi-coin wallets, like, for example, Ledger Live has what they call accounts, and each account is technically a different Bitcoin wallet. But you could also think of Ledger Live as one wallet, right? A piece of wallet software that manages multiple cryptocurrencies. But technically, a wallet is defined as a Bitcoin address, a private key, and a public key. And then from those two numbers, you can generate receiving addresses. And and those are just numbers, right? But they have to be managed by some software, like either desktop software or interface to a hardware device like this, right? But technically, a Bitcoin wallet is simply a private key and a public key pair. And then you can observe that wallet just by looking it up on like a blockchain explorer, right? It could be on paper. You could, save the wallet on paper, put it in your sock drawer, and then send Bitcoin into that wallet externally, and then just observe your current balance by using that public key or public receiving address, one of the first receiving addresses. So, a wallet can be on paper, right? Because it's just two numbers, basically. And then you put it in your sock drawer, and then you can send Bitcoin in there. Now, it's not very useful, right? It's only useful for storing. So a software-based wallet like this is useful for storing, managing, sending, receiving, all that good stuff, right? So technically, each one of these said accounts is its own Bitcoin wallet, or this own Ethereum wallet, its own Tezos wallet. But we can also think of Ledger Live as just wallet software, right? And there are other multi-coin wallets like Atomic Wallet, Exodus Wallet, where you can manage multiple cryptocurrencies. But technically, those multi-coin wallets contain multiple individual cryptocurrency wallets, right? Wallet. Someone early on asked a question about, are you worried that someone is going to break the code or hack the code for Bitcoin? Who said that? I'd like to acknowledge him. Rex. This is Diatom Ranger. Rex, do you worry about someone putting a bug in the code? Are you worried about someone putting a bug in the code? That's a really good question. My answer is no, right? But that is a valid question, right? If Bitcoin is software, can't someone just put a bug in it and screw everybody up? That's a very good question. So I wanted to just kind of quickly go over, if I can find that. I don't know what I did with it. I think I put it over here maybe. We'll look it up again. Let's Google. Well, we're gonna use DuckDuckGo. But let's Google or search for Bitcoin GitHub. All right, for those of you who aren't aware, Bitcoin is a piece of software, right? Most people think of it as a commodity, like a stock, something you buy and sell on an exchange. It is that, right? It's also something you hold in a wallet. It's also that. It doesn't really live in the wallet. It lives on the blockchain out there. But it is also a piece of software that runs on multiple computers. It's a decentralized system. but each computer out there running a Bitcoin node contributes to the Bitcoin network. And so this software runs. Now, GitHub is a repository, a code repository, where multiple people can access the core software and work on it. Now, there are several hundred, maybe several thousand developers, maybe not several thousand, maybe closer to 1,000 developers that actually run and maintain Bitcoin. And there is a hierarchy here. In that, if someone were to post new code, our bug guy, right? If someone were to try to post new code, there is a process that code has to go through for approval, right? But anyone can view the Bitcoin code. Anyone can work on the Bitcoin code. You can download this code to your own computer. You can branch off your own branch and start working on your own branch to fix a bug or add a feature, right? And then once you're done, you can submit that code to the developers, or the contributors, they call it, and then they will vote among themselves. They have a process for approving code, right? It has to be tested and make sure it doesn't have bugs in it. But anyone can look at the code, right? Even if you're not a developer, anyone can see the code. It's transparent. It's what we call open source software. So no, I'm not afraid someone's going to stick a bug in there serendipitously. First of all, there's a approval process. And second of all, even if somehow this bug got in the software, people are going through this code on a daily basis, they'll catch it, right? That's what open source software is all about. I don't know, maybe you didn't realize how the Bitcoin software ecosystem worked, but that's just a short introduction. So, but a great question. No, I'm not, and my answer is no, I'm not afraid someone's going to put a bug in the Bitcoin code, right? I used to have long discussions with my friend. He kept saying, well, if anyone can see the code, doesn't that mean that bad guys can put malicious code in there? And I'd say no, because people can see it, so they'll catch it if someone tries to put a backdoor in it. He'll go, but if the bad guys can see it, doesn't make it easier for them to do backdoors? Or, we just kept going back and forth. But I think the consensus here is that open source software is good, right? If you can see the software, then you can find bugs and add new features more easily because you have more eyes on it, right? I think that's pretty cool. All right. So, so many people. I hope I'm not missing any questions here. CryptoDad, with our XRP exit strategy, is it better to transfer the XRP from Ledger to an exchange into stablecoins first to cash out, or am I way off here? I'm a noob. Okay, now this could apply to any cryptocurrency. They're asking a question about XRP, and so let's kind of break that down, right? Let's say we've got some XRP, and we've got it on our in our ledger, right? We're holding it safe and sound, but we want to sell it. Now, there are a few ways to do this. Now, if XRP breaks out or goes up or hits a target or whatever, and we want to sell it, then if we're savvy and if we practice, we can easily just transfer it from our wallet to an exchange and then sell it, right? But if you're a newbie and you're not sure of what you're doing, and then the pressure's on, and then you're trying to transfer it from your wallet to the exchange, and you're not sure what you're doing, and you're sweating bullets, that's a bad situation to be in, right? The worst mistakes that I've made with cryptocurrency, where I've lost cryptocurrency, are when I'm in a rush or stressed out. So do not put yourself in a situation where you're going to be stressed out in a novel situation where you're not used to transferring XRP back and forth, right? So there's a couple remedies to that. One of those is to stay in practice. Like buy XRP on a regular basis, transfer it from the exchange into your wallet, and then occasionally transfer it from the wallet back to the exchange so that you'll have practice. So that when the pressure's on, it'll be like riding a bike, right? It won't be a big deal. Or another strategy is if you want to keep your XRP safe, but you still want to like sell some, then keep some on the exchange and some in your wallet. And the percentages would be up to you. Do I want to keep 50% on the exchange in case I want to sell really quick? Or do I want to keep like 20% on the exchange and keep the rest, the other 80% in my wallet for long-term storage? Or do I not care about XRP in the future and all I want to do is make a quick buck? I'll just leave it all on the exchange so that when the time comes, it's like I can sell quick, right? That's all up to you. Now, there's another component to the question there about stable coins. Should I convert my XRP into stablecoin? And I think, I don't know tax-wise, I'm not a tax expert, but I have heard that when you exchange XRP or any crypto for a stablecoin, it's not a taxable event. But I don't know that for sure. I've heard that. So tax-wise, it might make sense. And it's good to lock in gains, right? Stablecoins were created like US dollar tether and US dollar coin or Binance US dollar. All of these stable coins are pegged to the price of the US dollar. There's also stable coins that are pegged to other currencies, like the British pound or the euro or whatever. But basically, when you sell or exchange your crypto for a stable coin, you've kind of locked in your gains. So imagine last week when Bitcoin was at its high and you sold 20% of your Bitcoin and put it into stablecoin, right? You had US Tether. Well, when Bitcoin dropped down to 16.5, you could have used your stablecoin to buy some more Bitcoin at the lower price, right? That's the idea of a stablecoin. So that's a good strategy. But you remember, you don't want to end up on the wrong side of the trade, right? You might have sold 20% of your Bitcoin last week into US Tether, and then Bitcoin hit the all-time high and shot up to 40,000, and you're left holding the bag with, a stable coin, and now you can't get back into Bitcoin, right? So there's risks on both sides, right? But that's a pretty good strategy and you can keep the stable coin on your in your wallet, right? I've got some US Tether here, right? I will generally, when I move out of a coin, I'll put it into a stable coin and then just hold the stable coin and then maybe buy back in later. I don't know. Like I did earlier today, I bought back into some other coins, right? So you can manage your stable coin in your own wallet as well. You don't have to leave it on the exchange. Right, so, but let me move some Bitcoin from one wallet to another, just so you guys can watch here. I did a trade with I used my stablecoin to buy some Bitcoin earlier. And I have a native Segwit wallet here. Now notice when I do a receive, I get a native Segwit Bitcoin address, which starts with BC1. Because this is the latest address format, it's cheaper and faster to move Bitcoin. That's just a generalization, but I think that's pretty accurate. Somebody might go, "Oh, it's not quite that simple," but let's just put it out there. It's cheaper and faster to use native Segwit addresses, right? But not all exchanges support this address format. Let's look, for example, at let's just do this. Whoops. Come on, Rex. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, here we go. On CoinSwitch Pro. All right, let's say we have 800 US Tether and we want how much Bitcoin that's worth, right? They're going to say, okay, let's change it. Let's say it's 1,000, right? I've got 1,000 US Tether and they say, okay, that's worth 0.552 Bitcoin. And I say, great. So let me give you my Bitcoin address and let's do the exchange, right? I'll do the exchange and then I'll send you the 1,000 Tether and you'll send me that Bitcoin, right? That's the agreement here. This is like a decentralized coin swapping site. When I hit exchange, well, look what happens. Please enter a valid BTC address. Well, I'm kind of like, that is a valid BTC address, right? But not to them, right? They don't support native Segwit, right? So let's go back over to Ledger Live, and let's say, let's go over to this other Bitcoin account, which is a regular Segwit Bitcoin account. Let's say I wanted to send that into this account. Let's do receive. Let's copy that address into our clipboard. Let's go back over here. And now we'll paste in the Segwit Bitcoin address. You'll notice it starts with a 3. Now let's hit exchange. All right, there we go. All right, so now it wants me to send 1,000 US Tether to this address, and it will send me back 0.0552 Bitcoin to this Bitcoin address, right? Unfortunately, I don't have 1,000 Tether. I only have 37. So I'm never going to fulfill that promise. But that's no big deal. It'll just go away. After like an hour or two, it'll like just, they're not going to hold me to that. They're just, I told them, they said, I said, if I send you 1,000 Tether, will you send me this? And they said, yeah, if you send it. All right, so, but I'm not going to send it, right? I was just doing an example. But let's go ahead. But the interesting thing is, and that's what I did earlier, right? So I made that trade. I've got some Bitcoin in this particular wallet, but I like to keep it in my native Segwit wallet. So what do? Well, I can go over to my native Segwit wallet and do a receive. Now I can hit continue here and just say don't have device. I don't really care to do the verification on the device. So I'm just going to say I don't have my device, and I'm going to copy that into my clipboard. I don't know why it said that error message, probably because I was still in the ADA. I don't know. I'm not going to sweat it. Let's go back over to accounts. Now, I'm going to attempt to send this Bitcoin here over to that Segwit address. And I'll paste in that Segwit, that BC1 address. It's compatible with the Ledger wallets, right? Even though the Ledger wallet happens to be a native Segwit wallet, which uses the older Bitcoin address format, it still recognizes the newer address if I decide I want to send the Bitcoin. So let's hit continue. Let's just send $100 worth of Bitcoin just to make sure it's going to work. Right, we'll hit continue here. And then this is an overview of the transaction. We'll hit continue. And then it should say, what is it doing to me here? Do I have more than one device attached? Invalid channel. All right, let's go ahead. Ooh, troubleshooting. Yay, troubleshooting. All right, let's go here. Let's exit. Let's try that again and see what happens. You know what I found is that the ADA app is a little quirky. Let's open Bitcoin app. See, it's telling me to open the Bitcoin app now. I think I was in the Cardano app. Generally, Ledger Live will say something like, you need to get out of the app that you're in. But it detected the Cardano app and it went fritzy. The Cardano app is a little fritzy. Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. All right, there we go. Let's hit accept. We're basically signing the transaction. Now we need to sign, I'm going to use this button over here, the fees, which are not that much, right? It's a very small amount of fees. Let's hit accept and send, and then off it goes. So we're sending Bitcoin from one wallet to another. Now, those wallets just happen to be managed within Ledger Live, so I can see them right in front of me. But in reality, what I'm doing is moving Bitcoin from one Bitcoin address on the Bitcoin blockchain to another Bitcoin address on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's actually happening out there on the blockchain. These wallets are just basically managing that. Right, so let's go back into the main wallet. And there, we just received $100 worth of Bitcoin. Oh, it went up. It's like we just made 34 cents. Don't really go into that too much, right? Now let's go back. Let's go back. Well, let's do this again. Let's do it the long way this time. I'm in the Bitcoin app. I'm going to go to Bitcoin main. I'm going to do a receive. And then I'm going to hit continue. But this time I'll let it query the device. Notice there that the address appears on my device. That's a fail-safe. I skipped the fail-safe last time. But this time, okay, I see the address on my machine. I see the address on my device. They match. Now I'm going to copy that address into my clipboard, and then I'm going to go ahead and approve it. Notice the address is different than the last one. The Ledger Live will generate a brand new receiving address every time you query when you create a new address. Now, if I hadn't sent any Bitcoin in, it would have given me the same address. Every time you send a little Bitcoin in, it recognizes that that address has been used for a transfer. It will generate a brand new receiving address each time. But it's the same wallet, right? And you can send to the old address over and over again if you want to. But ideally, you want a new address each time. Increases security and privacy. Now let's go back into the Bitcoin Ledger affiliate wallet, hit send. We'll paste that Bitcoin address of my Bitcoin main. We'll hit continue. We'll go ahead and send the max this time. What happened? Is there no Bitcoin in here? That doesn't make any sense. What? All right. Let's try that again. Oh boy, we're troubleshooting again. Yay. There it goes. Maximum spending. There we go. Just goes to show you, don't panic when weird things happen, right? It's a piece of technology. It's going to be glitchy. It's not always 100%, right? I know because you're dealing with your money, it's freaky, but just keep trying until it works. Don't reformat your computer and restore your device when you get a little glitch. And just try again. I don't know. All right, let's hit continue. Let's hit continue one more time. Now we're going to sign that transaction. We got outgoing Bitcoin. All right, we should see the request on the device. So we're going to look at it. There's the amount we're sending. There's the address we're sending to. Notice that BC1 there. We'll hit accept. Now we need to approve the fees. These fees are built into the Bitcoin network. I'm not paying Ledger. I'm paying the Bitcoin blockchain. That's what supports the blockchain. It's a decentralized community. The miners run miners. They spend money. They earn Bitcoin. They process transactions. In return, the users pay small fees to move their Bitcoin around. That's what keeps the network going, right? All right, let's hit this. All right, there goes the Bitcoin. Off it goes. Let's go ahead and turn this camera off. Let's go back over here to accounts. And there we go. We've consolidated the Bitcoin into one wallet, right? Let's click this. Here we can see we've received the additional Bitcoin from the other wallet. And now we've got all of our Bitcoin in one nice wallet. So lesson here is that when you create Bitcoin wallets in Ledger Live, it's the first wallet it's going to ask you, it's going to give you to, let's do that. Let's hit add account. Let's hit continue. Let's say you're doing this for the very first time. You've never done this before. You're not going to see all these empty Bitcoin addresses like I have. What you're going to see is the offer to create brand new empty accounts. I just want to demonstrate this here. I don't know, I think there's like 14, 15 used addresses here. Okay, all right. All right, so I'm going to deselect those. But what you will normally see, and it will usually look something like this. I believe it will look like that. You're going to see one of them will say Bitcoin, and one native Segwit, and the other will say just regular Segwit. And I get a lot of questions in my comments. They go, which one should I use? I'm like, and my answer is both. Use them both. Tick both of them off and use both, because you might need one for sites that don't support the newer format. The newer format is the better format. That's the one, that's my go-to wallet. But you'll notice that I maintain a couple of regular Segwit wallets for incoming Bitcoin from places that don't support the newer format. In a perfect world, everybody would support the newer format. But, you know, that's just the way it is, right? I mean, every software is like that. I don't know if you remember back in the day, you know, you'd get a new version of Microsoft Word, and then you'd send someone a document and they'd be like, I can't open it, you know, because they were using an older version of Microsoft Word, right? So that's the way software works, right? There's always newer versions. They're not always backward compatible, but Ledger can move in between both of those. I'm going to show you some Ethereum management, but let me check to see if there's any burning questions. But they don't report it. So I know, how do you know Scrivy Network? Like I said, I don't really like to talk about particular coins. We already did one today that was kind of a weird coin. I don't know what it's all about. WTF network fee is $3. I don't know. Was it? Maybe. Possibly. Could be. Was that what my network fee was? $3? It could. It's possible. I don't really pay attention to that. I'm not gonna, you know, lose sleep over $3. Some people might. Do your research. Try to find your best deal. You could actually adjust that fee. You can adjust it down and pay lower fees, but your transaction might not get mined, right? So I always just pay the default fee. I may have actually ticked it up at one point, so it may be a little faster. But I don't know. I don't know what my fee was. It might have been $3. It's possible. Is native Segwit the newer one? Yes, native Segwit is the newer one. Name the safest way in your head. Nobody can steal it the best way. I don't know. There are lots of ways. Best way to buy Monero and Pirate Chain? If you want Monero, you can buy it on CoinSwitch Pro. XMR, right? I could buy 8 Monero with 1,000 Tether, but I would need a Monero wallet address, right? I would need to download and install the Monero wallet. And then I could buy Monero on CoinSwitch Pro. Good place to buy Monero. It's pretty good, right? You can buy Monero on Binance if you have a Binance account. I'm in the US, so I'm not eligible to use Binance. But if you're anywhere else in the world, basically, you can buy Monero on Binance. But Monero is a privacy coin, and buying Monero on an exchange where you have, gone through KYC, right? You've acknowledged who you are and where you are and what your name and address is and everything. Seems a little odd way to buy Monero, right? They know, but there's nothing wrong with buying Monero, right? It's not illegal to buy Monero, but it is a privacy coin, and someone will be able to see that, Johnny went on Binance and bought 8 Monero. And I'm doing it here in public, so, normally you might want to do this on a separate machine. There are lots of ways to, OPSEC to keep your transactions private. But if you're just trying to get your hands on some Monero, CoinSwitch Pro or Binance. There are maybe some other, I think you can buy Binance on Bittrex, maybe on, let's see here, maybe on Kraken. Let's check Kraken. Let me, I think I need to. Let me pull that. Sorry. I'm gonna take my little YubiKey here. All right, I'm gonna insert my YubiKey in my. That's my two-factor authentication for Kraken. Let's go to Kraken. Crypto exchanges. Now Kraken requires KYC, right? So they may have delisted. Now I have a password manager for my username and password, and now it wants my YubiKey. So I'm going to go touch it. Oops. All right. So I touched my YubiKey, signed into my account. There we go. Let's see here. Market. XMR. Okay. So you can buy Monero on Kraken if you want. Kraken is a US-based exchange. But like I said, I'm registered with them. They have my social security number and everything. So I'm not really buying it privately. But I could put it in my Monero wallet. And then once it's in my wallet, they're not going to know where I'm spending it, right? Because Monero is a privacy-based coin. So, but if you're just trying to get your hands on some Monero, Kraken, Binance, or CoinSwitch Pro. Right, a couple of good ways to just get your hands on some Monero. Oh, Cheryl Parker gave me $9.99. Thank you so much, Cheryl Parker. I hope I didn't miss a question that you might have had. What happens if you send native Segwit from Segwit? Is it gone? If you send to native Segwit from Segwit, well, you just saw me. I just moved it from Segwit, a Segwit wallet, to a native Segwit wallet. And if you try to use a native Segwit address where it's not supported, they'll just reject it outright. They're not gonna allow you to send it and have it disappear, right? So yeah, I don't think there's any way to. It doesn't disappear, right? You can send it back and forth between the two, right? And you can go both ways, right? I can take this Bitcoin, if I wanted to. I could send it to this guy. See, so here's a native Segwit address. I'm sorry, I'm getting you guys confused. This is a Segwit address. Starts with a 3, all right? I could go over to this wallet and send it to that address, right? No problem. I could send it all if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. But it's fully supported, right? No big deal. The wallets are backwards compatible, are compatible with each other, at least on Ledger. But like I said, there are certain cryptocurrency exchanges that don't support the newer native Segwit address format. They just don't recognize it. I don't know why. I guess they have to upgrade their stuff, and they're slow to do that or whatever. Let's talk about Ethereum, though. A lot of people are using Ethereum for they're buying Ethereum tokens on exchanges and whatnot, and they are maybe they're moving that into their wallet. Now, interestingly enough, notice here Swipe. Swipe is relatively new. It didn't used to show up in Ledger Live, right? It's been recently added to their support. But suppose you take a ERC20 token and you send it to this address, right? We say, let's do a receive. Let's continue. There's really no need to check hardware-wise this address. I know this address. Ethereum wallets always use the exact same address. They don't generate new Ethereum addresses. They're fixed, right? So there's no reason for me to do the full verification. I skip that by clicking I don't have the device, right? But let's say that I go and I withdraw some coin from an exchange to that address, and it doesn't show up here in my list of ERC20 tokens. Oh gosh forbid. What do I do now? Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? I can manage this exact same wallet with a different interface that supports more ERC20 tokens. Let's take a look. The interface is called My Ether Wallet. Oops. My Ether wallet. I can go to My Ether wallet. It's a great website. It's been around for a long time. In fact, and then it's constantly being updated, right? So I'm going to refresh the website to make sure I'm running the latest version of it. But back in the day, Ledger Live did not support ERC20 tokens. When Ledger Live first came out, it only supported Ethereum wallet, but you couldn't see your ERC20 tokens at all. None of them. So you had to use MEW to manage your ERC20 tokens. Now, Ledger adds support for new tokens periodically, but sometimes it gets stumped, right? And you'll notice here that Swipe is showing me no US dollar value. And neither is Tether. I don't really care about Tether because I know 37 Tether is generally $37 worth, right? And then TrustSwap. It's not showing me any dollar information. This does not mean that the coin is worthless. This just means that Ledger Live does not have access to any current pricing information for this particular coin. It's showing me the coin is there. It's showing me the balance, but it is unable to provide me any US dollar value for this particular token right now. It's just the way it is. Now, it also adds US dollar or, exchange support periodically. I'm thinking it was this one, this Tyrion network. When I first added it, I could see it, but it had a line over here. It didn't show me any value whatsoever. But now it gives me a US dollar value of this coin, which is disappointing because this coin is basically worthless now. I think I originally bought $50 worth of it, and here it is now at $3.77. So I'd rather not see what its dollar value is. But that just goes to show you, at some point, they might add support for pricing for Swipe, and it'll show up over here. But don't freak out if it shows you this line. That doesn't mean your coin has suddenly become worthless. It just means Ledger Live doesn't have any pricing information for it. So let's go over to My Ether wallet. And then we already have a wallet, right? We've got a wallet. We just want to access it. So we're not going to create a wallet. We're going to access the wallet. Now, there are lots of ways to do it. Some more secure than others. We're going to use the hardware option tonight. We'll click that. There are a lot of hardware devices that MEW supports. Besides Ledger, we've got Trezor, Cool Wallet, KeepKey, FinKey, BC Vault, a lot of them, right? Let's do Ledger. Let's hit continue. Now we're going to need to pull this down and make sure that we get this derivation path because I created this wallet with Ledger Live. Some people might miss that step. Let's hit next. All right, now it doesn't know what to do. And you know why? Because I am not in the right app on my device. It's not as savvy as Ledger Live as far as the app goes. Let's get out of the Bitcoin app, right? And let's go into the Ethereum app. Oh, I don't know where I was. Whoa. Okay, let's find the Ethereum. There it is, Ethereum. Let's hit both buttons. All right. Now I'm going to need to start over with MEW. Right? MEW can be a little finicky. Let's refresh. I want to start over. I just want to start over from the very beginning, just to make sure I'm clean. I've got a clean access here. We'll hit hardware again. Let's hit Ledger. Let's hit continue. Let's make sure we're on the Ledger Live derivation path, and then we'll hit next. And this time, it reads the device because I'm in the Ethereum app. Now, there's a lot of Ethereum addresses that are on this device that I've created in the past. There's one with a little bit of Ethereum in it. Here's the one we're interested in, right? The one that's got 2.68 Ethereum in it, right? This one, 2.68 Ethereum. We're looking at the exact same wallet, right? Let's go down here, tick this little check, hit access my wallet, and lo and behold, it reads the device. It's reading the private keys of my Ethereum wallet. It's showing me my Ethereum balance, and then over here on the side, it's showing me my ERC20 tokens. Now notice that it doesn't show any pricing information. That would be cool if it did, but it doesn't, right? But I can send and receive. So what were some that weren't showing in Ledger Live? This one, IOV, right? IOV isn't showing over here, probably because it's just some worthless airdrop, right? But like I said, like last week, I wasn't seeing swipe at all in Ledger Live, but I could see it over here, right? And let's say I wanted to sell it, right? Ledger Live was no help whatsoever because back then it wasn't showing me swipe at all. So I would have had to have gone over here to send the swipe back to the exchange, where I can do over here. When I do a send, I can send Ethereum, right? We can 0.1 Ethereum. I could send some Ethereum from my my Ether wallet, right? It works just like a regular wallet. It has that functionality. It can send and receive. I can choose to send one of the ERC20 tokens. So I could choose to say 100 swipe and send that off to an exchange to sell, right? So there may be times where either you withdraw your ERC20 token using Ledger Live, giving them the Ethereum address, and you never see it appear over here at all. And you're freaking out. Where's my coins? What happened? I withdrew it from Ledger, but I don't see it. Well, you can always check in my Ether wallet and say, oh, it's there. Okay, I'm all right. Another thing you can do, if you're not sure, is let's get that address one more time. It may still be in my clipboard. I don't know. Let's try Etherscan. Etherscan.io is a blockchain explorer for Ethereum. Let's turn this guy off. Let's paste in that address here and see what happens. All right, there it is. See, there's the... Now, I can't manage my coins here, but I can view them. This is public information. If I have that Ethereum address of anybody, I can check their balances. I can see their transactions. It's a public blockchain, right? And then I can look over here and pull this guy down to see all my tokens, right? Make sure they're all there. And they are. And they're even giving me pricing information, which is pretty cool. So that 300 swipe is worth about $288, right? So if you if you withdraw coins from an exchange to a Ledger ERC20 address and you don't see them in your list of coins, you can always check over here on Etherscan to make sure they actually arrived, right? You'd be like, oh, it's there. I'm okay, right? Ledger Live is great, but it's not perfect, right? It doesn't support every single ERC20 token out there. This might happen with Uniswap too. You might buy some new ERC20 token on Uniswap and then transfer it over to your Ledger for safekeeping and not see it in your Ledger Live. You can always check it over here, all right? My Ether wallet. All right, let me see what else is going on over here. Any questions? Let's see what we got here. Richard, in 2014, I myself mined Bitcoin that I kept in a wallet. DAT file, how can I retrieve them without downloading the entire blockchain database? Depending on the wallet, you might need to download the entire blockchain for that wallet to show up. If it's just a wallet.dat file. If you generated a recovery phrase, like a 24-word recovery phrase or a 12-word recovery phrase, then you might be able to import that into a more modern wallet. But if all you have is that wallet.dat file, then I believe you need to, reinstall that wallet that you used when you mined that Bitcoin originally, and then you'll need to install the wallet, use that wallet.dat file to retrieve your balance, and then from there you can transfer it to a more modern wallet. That'd be the, I don't know all the specifics of what you're dealing with, but back in the day there were different wallets back then, and they had different ways of backing themselves up, that sort of thing. So, and most of the early Bitcoin wallets were full node wallets, right? You had to download the entire blockchain onto your hard drive. Now there might be, like I would try the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. That's a pretty good Bitcoin wallet. So, and it's not a full node wallet, right? It works like a light node wallet because it queries servers for the blockchain information. So you can download and install the Electrum Bitcoin wallet without having to download the entire blockchain to your computer. And you might, I don't know for sure, you might be able to import that wallet.dat file into the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. But I don't know for sure, right? Let's see. Import wallet.dat to Electrum. There may be a way to do that. Import your Bitcoin wallet into Electrum. Exodus support. Can you import wallet.dat file into Electrum? My previous laptop crashed, blah, 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 blah. You should be able to import the with private keys into Electrum. It might be possible, right? All right, but it's going to be dicey, right? Some of those older wallets, they didn't give you backup phrases, but if it did, if that previous wallet that you used to mine Bitcoin had a backup phrase of any kind, or a private key that was printed out or stored like on paper or in a text file, you might want to try and focus on that. But it sounds to me like all you've got is that wallet.dat file. So you kind of have to sort of poke around and see what you can do with that. All right. All right, let's see what else we got here. You are sort of screwed if the web goes down, even on Ledger, because you can't get anywhere to sell if that's what you wanted, but it would be safe in the meantime on the Ledger. That is true. Ledger, the Ledger device, and it uses Ledger Live. Ledger Live is kind of dependent on, well, is definitely dependent on internet access, right? Blockchain is. You have to access the internet to access the blockchain. But if your internet is down, you can't deal with it, right? At all. But your coins are safe because your private key is still stored on the device. Now, there may be something in between where, let's say, Ledger servers are down, and you really want to get some of your coins moved around. There are ways to do this. There are wallets out there that can import the 24-word recovery phrase of the Ledger. Now, this is not recommended. And the reason it's not recommended is because generally you'll need to go online to do this, right? But let me just give you a quick example and scare the crap out of you, and please don't try this at home, kids, right? Let's say I went to this BIP39 mnemonic code. Now, I would download this website locally. Where are we here? Offline usage, right? I would go to GitHub. I would download this to my computer. I would run it. I would disconnect my computer from the internet, and then I would run it, on my machine without an internet connection, right? It's very insecure to do this online, right? But I'm just going to generate a random 24-word recovery phrase. All right? Let's hit generate. Let's just assume that that is my 24-word recovery phrase for my Ledger. Let's just assume. Now, I could have just typed it in, right? I hit generate. But as you'll notice, when we first came in here, it was blank. I could have just typed in my Ledger 24-word recovery phrase. I'm not going to, but I could have. But I'll show you the example here. And it supports different lengths of mnemonic phrases. Let's just generate the 24-word recovery phrase. And notice there that we've got these other things down here. Now this is BTC. Notice, okay, I've got multiple Bitcoin addresses. But notice down here I've got a private key. I could toggle it off and on. This is a private key, right? I could actually sweep that into another wallet, like Electrum Bitcoin wallet, and access my Bitcoin again, with Ledger being down, right? I could also, I've got more coins I can generate private keys for. Let's generate a private key for our Ethereum wallet. ETH, right? Same 24-word recovery phrase, but now it's generating an ETH private key. There's one right over there. I can copy that into my clipboard and sweep that into my Ether wallet. My Ether wallet will do that. Let's log out. Let's say access my wallet, software, private key, continue. Shouldn't be doing this online, of course. Access wallet, boom, right? There would be a balance in there because I used my Ledger 24-word recovery phrase. If I had done that, right? This is just a randomly generated 24-word recovery phrase. But what I'm just trying to show you is that even if Ledger is down, that 24-word recovery phrase is an industry standard BIP39 24-word recovery phrase. You can still derive private keys and use other wallets to access your crypto. So I get a lot of people that ask me, what if Ledger goes out of business? What if Ledger's out of business and my Ledger breaks and I can't order another one? What do I do? Everybody's worried, that they're storing a lot of crypto on here. Well, the 24-word recovery phrase contains all the information that you need to access your crypto. It's just a little bit dangerous. It's only for experts, right? Don't screw around with this stuff, because if you expose this to the internet and some hacker happens to come across it, he can empty all your wallets, right? So only do this with extreme care if you know what you're doing. But it is possible, right? If you lose your Ledger and Ledger goes out of business or Ledger servers are down, to access your crypto, right? It's an industry standard backup phrase. Seems like an undercover mission. Yeah, okay. How can the average Joe actually benefit from using a Electrum instead of a more noob-friendly client like Ledger Live? Well, the only reason I brought up Electrum Bitcoin wallet was because of the gentleman that was asking about his wallet.dat file. Electrum Bitcoin wallet is first of all, the benefit of Electrum Bitcoin wallet is that it's free, right? I don't have to run out and buy a $119 Ledger device and download Ledger Live to manage it. I can run Electrum Bitcoin wallet on my computer. The private key will be stored on my computer in encrypted format, but it's free to use, open source software. Just like we talked about Bitcoin being open source, this is an open source Bitcoin wallet. So if I'm on a budget and all I have is Bitcoin and I don't want to spend the money on a Ledger device, then I can download Electrum and I can buy some Bitcoin on Coinbase and store it in my Electrum Bitcoin wallet. Actually, Electrum even supports interfacing with a Ledger device, but it also works as a standalone wallet. It's free to use. So that would be one benefit of using Electrum. But yeah, if you're a newcomer, you probably want to go with a little more sophisticated multi-currency wallet, like buy yourself a Ledger, use Ledger Live, maybe Exodus, or Trust Wallet on your phone is a good one, right? We haven't talked about Trust Wallet tonight, but that's a phone-based wallet. It's a non-custodial wallet. You download it to your phone, and you get a backup phrase in case you lose your phone or damage your phone. That's a great wallet for noobs to use. But you wouldn't want to store the bulk of your crypto on your phone, right? You might lose your phone, you drop your phone. As long as your backup phrase is stored, that's fine. But it's a little less secure to be carrying all your crypto around on your phone, right? Rather than, keeping your private keys on a ledger device, which never leaves your house and has a PIN and all that good stuff, right? Russian mafia might, kidnap you and hold your phone up to your face. Then what are you going to do, right? I love when Rex reads one of my comments at random and it doesn't make much sense out of context. LOL. That particular comment was read out of context, right? If there's a standard recommendation for how much you should keep on ledger versus exchanges, I know it's personal preference, but just curious. We talked about this earlier. It depends on your goals. If your goal is long-term storage, I would say 100% on your ledger. And then maybe keep in practice transferring if for whatever reason you want to transfer and sell. But if your intention is to sell and make a profit, then keep 100% on the exchange. Or, keep 50% on the exchange so that you can sell for that profit when you need it and you've still got your long-term on your device, right? It depends on your strategy. Let's say I bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and I kept 50% on my ledger and 50% on my exchange, Coinbase, Binance, whatever. And then the price of Bitcoin went up and 50% of it was worth $1,000. Then I could sell the $1,000 worth of Bitcoin I had on the exchange and break even and still have the other 50% on my ledger, right, for long term, right? That's one scenario, right? But some people might feel better having 80% on their long-term hardware device and 20% on the exchange for the quick sale if Bitcoin moons, or goes parabolic or whatever, right? Yeah, there's no set standard percentage, right? Because people have different motivations for their Bitcoin. But if you're a long-term hodler, then keep it all on your device and learn how to move it if for whatever reason someday you wish to sell. I think that's best practice. Keep all of it on your device, and if you need to sell, move it to the exchange to sell it. If you're savvy and you keep in practice, it's not going to be a big deal to move it, right? I had somebody that said, I was trying to sell Bitcoin on Coinbase, and I was moving it from my ledger to Coinbase, and the price of Bitcoin dropped $900 while I was waiting. And he goes, how do I avoid that in the future? And the first thing I said was, you never know. Bitcoin might have gone up $900 while you were waiting, right? It might have benefited you. The delay might have benefited you, right? But like I said, keep some on the exchange for those emergencies where, oh my God, the Bitcoin is doubled in price and I need to sell and I've got it all on my ledger device. What do I do? I don't know. If you were intending to sell it, keep some on the exchange. If you were intending to sell all of it, keep all of it on the exchange. If you want to manage it the best way possible, keep it on your device. You can use like CoinSwitch Pro, right? Sometimes that's faster than Coinbase, right? Because you lock in your price. Let's say, okay, I've got BTC, right, in my wallet, not 1,000. Let's just say I've got 0.5 BTC in my wallet, and Bitcoin price is going crazy. All right, and I say, okay, I'd like to sell that 0.5 Bitcoin for $8,600 right now. And they're saying, okay, the price based on the current price of Bitcoin, we'll give you that US dollar tether. And so you go, oh, wow, cool. Let me go over here to my Tether, right? Let's get the my Tether address, right? Let's copy it in here. We'll paste it in. There's my Tether address. I got that 0.5 Bitcoin. They're telling me it's worth 8,675. Let's hit exchange. Boom! I just locked in the price, right? Now they're waiting for me to send them the Bitcoin, and then they'll exchange the Bitcoin at that rate that we just agreed on, even though there might be a delay, right? So that's one method, right? There are other websites like this where they do like coin swapping, like Shapeshift is one. There's a couple other sites like that. I like CoinSwitch Pro. It may not be the best price. I think it's a pretty good aggregator of the exchanges. Gives you a pretty decent price, right? So it's just waiting for me to send the Bitcoin. But they've locked that price in while they're waiting. They're like, okay, cool, you got that price, buddy. Just send us the Bitcoin and we'll send you the Tether, right? And then they'll send the Tether right back to me. And the Tether will be in my wallet, right? So I didn't have to wait for it to transfer from my ledger to my Coinbase account. That worked pretty good for me, right? And I've locked in my gains, right? Because I had Tether. And then, let's say next week, the price of Bitcoin is down at 13,000. Oh, well then I can just do the opposite, right? I'll just go back to CoinSwitch Pro. And this time, I'll take my, what was it, 8,600? I'll take my 8,675 worth of Tether and move it back into Bitcoin. Can I do that? Oh, what have I done here? I wanted to go US Tether. I thought I did that. Right? There. I can get that my Bitcoin back. Well, next week, right? When Bitcoin is at 13,000, it might give me more Bitcoin. Right? And then I can make that exchange really quick too. Or I might get a better price if I just keep it on the exchange. But notice that I'm getting this price from Binance. It's a pretty good exchange, right? They got a pretty. I'm sure they've got very competitive offer for Bitcoin, right? Okay, how to open blockchain account into Ledger Live and sell all my BTC there with my NANO. Binance ultimatum, 2 weeks. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. David, you actually asked this earlier. If Binance is giving you an ultimatum, then get your coins off of Binance, right? That's all they've pegged you, right? They know that email and that account information that you're in the U.S. and they've flagged you. And so get your stuff off Binance. I mean, you really don't have any choice at this point. Like, even if you try to log into Binance using a VPN to hide your IP location, they already know that account they've already flagged you as a US account holder. So, and if they've sent you a warning in that, at that email address that you're using as your user account, then you need to get your coins off of Binance. You'll basically, you'll go into your ledger. You'll go over, if you got Bitcoin on your Binance account, you'll go into Ledger. You'll do a receive. You'll get a Bitcoin address. You'll go over to your Binance account. You'll log into your Binance account. You'll go to your Bitcoin. You'll do a withdraw. You'll take your Bitcoin out. You'll put it in your wallet. Unfortunately, I think it's not really Binance's fault, right? The U.S. government has been pressuring them to follow U.S. regulations, even though Binance is really untouchable by U.S. authorities personally or, as a company. The U.S. regulators could make trouble for Binance by, they can make trouble for Binance. They can actually indict them sight unseen, just like they did with those BitMEX guys, right? And then if for whatever reason you happen to be in the US, you'll get arrested, right? So you don't want to screw around with US regulatory authorities. So Binance is now flagging US customers. If they're telling you that they know you're a US customer and they're giving you 2 weeks, then you need to get your coins off Binance. But they're not going to steal your coins, right? But the problem is if you wait after 2 weeks, then you'll have to go through their customer support, which they don't have the greatest customer support, right? But you'll be able to, right? You'll be able to go to their web form and submit your case to them, and they'll be able to get your coins to you at some point, right? They're not going to steal your coins. But better do it now when you've got full control, when you can actually, go log in and do the withdrawal. Don't wait until you have to deal with their support team, right? That might, take a while. You could send them the request and they may not respond for a week or two. Who knows? And just think of all the other people that procrastinated and didn't do it in time. You'll probably have thousands of U.S. citizens trying to get tech support from Binance, right? So log in now and get your coins into your own wallet, right? That's your best bet right now. You could also move the coins into Binance US, but unfortunately Binance US only has like 15, 20 coins, maybe 30, whereas Binance has like hundreds, thousands. So you may have some coins on Binance that you can't move into Binance US. You may have some coins in Binance that you don't know where to put them because they're like real obscure. You're going to have to go find a wallet for every coin you got on Binance. Some of them may not be straightforward. A lot of them might be ERC20 tokens, so you can easily put in your Ledger wallet. And if you don't see them in Ledger, you can go into MyEther wallet. Or let's say, okay, I got Loki. Let's say I've got Loki. Okay, let's say I'm just using this coin as an example. It's not an ERC20 token, right? But let's just assume, I don't even know if Binance has this coin. They may not, I don't know. But let's just assume. Okay, I've got this Loki coin. I bought it. I got like $5,000 worth of Loki on Binance. What do? I can't put it in my Ledger wallet because Ledger doesn't support Loki. It's not an ERC20 token. I can't put it in my Ethereum wallet. What do? Well, you're gonna have to go over to Loki's website, and you're gonna have to figure out how to store this coin. Let's see what we got here. Wallets, okay. All right, you're gonna have to download the Loki wallet, right? So it's not the CLI, the GUI, right? Loki electronic, right? You got to download the Loki wallet onto your computer, install it, initialize it, get yourself a receiving address, and withdraw your Loki to your Loki wallet, right? You're going to have to do something because you don't want it stuck on Binance. Or go to Binance now and liquidate it for Bitcoin and get your Bitcoin in your ledger. Go to Binance, liquidate every obscure coin you've got for Bitcoin, and then transfer the Bitcoin out. Right? Or do like the 1x1s and download every wallet that's obscure so that you can store the coin in your own wallet. Yeah, trade for BTC and send to a Coinbase. Probably the easiest thing to do, Mr. David. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're faced with that. Sell all coins into BTC. That seems to be the best advice. The simplest thing to do, right? All right. How to withdraw BEP2 Binance tokens from Trust Wallet to Ledger. Ledger Live does not support Binance Coin. So if you've got the Binance, app on your Ledger device and you want to store your Binance Coin that way, then you'll have to use what's called the Binance DEX. The Binance DEX can connect to the Ledger, right? But we need to be in the Binance app, right? So we'll just go over here to quit. Let's go over here to the Binance. You got to go download the Binance app and install it on your device, right, in Ledger Manager. Right, now that I've got the Binance app on my device, go over to the Binance chain. Oh, we'll go to wallet. They don't have, they got the, you can actually download the Binance, but you asked me about a ledger. All right, so we'll do ledger. So you hit start trading. See, it doesn't like me because I'm using an IP from the US. Okay, it doesn't like me. Let's hit unlock wallet. Let's go to ledger, connect to ledger. All right, now notice there that, okay, there's a small amount of BNB in my ledger wallet from an old something, right? Let's hit confirm here. Now it wants me to export, right? So I hit both buttons, or no, I move over to hit approve. All right, and there we go. But it's probably not going to let me trade because I'm running an IP, but I can go to balances, right? I got to export again or approve again. And there we go. There's my BNB. It would be empty for you if you had just done this. And then you can put your BNB in here. That's the only way to really store BNB in a ledger, right? By using the Binance DEX. But Binance DEX is going to detect your IP address. You're probably better keeping your Binance coin in your Trust wallet, or even the Binance Chain extension. That's a pretty good Binance wallet, off-chain or off-exchange wallet where you control the private keys. You get a recovery phrase when you install this, right? So you can manage your Binance that way. You can store Binance coin in here. The nice thing about this particular wallet is that it's cross-chain compatible, right? You can go between the Binance chain, the BEP2, and the BEP20 Binance Smart Chain network. It's cross-chain compatible. So it's a pretty cool wallet. That might be a good alternative to Trust Wallet. I don't know why. Well, we don't like Trust Wallet because it's not as secure as the Ledger, right? But storing Binance coin on a ledger is complicated. All right. So there we go. That would be the way to do it. But like I said, I can't trade because Binance knows I'm in the US. But I probably could access this if I used my VPN and just connect it to a Swedish server or whatever. And then, because it's not associated with my name in any way or form. All it knows is my wallet address and my IP. So I could manage my Binance coin this way if I use my VPN. I could even use it to trade if I wanted to, right? Trade for other Binance coins. All right, let's go back over here. I tried to put in an emoji and it crashed YouTube. Which emoji did you use? Does Ledger support SIA coin? I don't know for sure. Let's go over to manager. Let's quit the application that I'm in. I'm in the Binance Coin app. Actually, then it wants me to. Okay, it's going to take me to manager. But really, the easiest way is to just go to ledger.com and go to crypto assets, and then type in SIA and see what it says. I don't think it does. I never did quite understand SIA coin. Is it DAI or is it SIA? I don't know. Let's go over here. SIA. There it is, SIA coin. I guess it's not supported in Ledger. I didn't see it, right? Because generally, if you type in the name or the ticker symbol of a coin, it's going to give you some guidance. But there's no guidance, right? So if I were to type in, like, say, DAI, you know, it's going to tell me, oh, yeah, you can manage DAI in Ledger Live, right? Oh, here it is, CAI. That's not what you wanted, right? what was it? CAI? Oh, coin. That's this thing. Yeah, this thing I don't know. Right. I don't know. I don't think you can manage it on a ledger. Doesn't appear that way. Right. That's usually where you stop. Right. If you don't find it here on their crypto assets page, then you're out of luck. Now sometimes it might say something like 1. I don't know why it doesn't show Harmony coin here anymore, but it used to. That's so weird because it does support it on the Ledger Nano S. Whatever. We won't get lost in that. Okay, you skip Ben's question. Okay, where's Ben? Who's Ben? Please answer Ben. He had $20 US and tried to buy some GSX on something called Apollo. I looked up that coin. I don't know anything about that coin. I don't know what to tell you. It's $20. Like, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about this coin. If, it's not a mainstream coin. So I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. Oh, he sent me. I talked about this coin for Ben. I answered his question already. I talked about this coin. I don't know the answer. Give me your Bitcoin address, Ben. I'll send you $20 worth of Bitcoin. I don't know anything about GSX. And I covered this in the very beginning of the live stream. So, sorry. Send me your Bitcoin address. I'll send you $20 worth of Bitcoin if you want your money back. But I looked at your coin. I looked it up on CoinGecko. We did all kinds of... We went on their website. I'm not like Superman. I don't know the answer to everybody's questions. I do my best. I answer questions for free. You guys want to tip me and ask me a question, I'll do my best to answer it, but I don't always know the answer. Okay. Got it. Okay. Anything else we can do tonight? I think I'm done. I think I've been on this way too long. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Want to apologize for being a cranky old man. That's how I am sometimes. I don't know if XRP is going to the moon or not. I gave up on XRP a long time ago. And after I sold it all, it went up. So you guys can thank me for that. No problem. Like I said, I'm sorry I got cranky about it. I did my best, but I can't. I wish I could answer every question to everyone's satisfaction. I've lost crypto in the day. I've lost a lot more than $20. I'll tell you that, and it's heartbreaking. But I've revealed my private key in a YouTube video and had my crypto stolen from me. I've made mistakes where I mistyped the memo field on a BNB transfer and lost $300 worth of BNB. So I hear you guys. If you spent $20 on GSX and it's now worth $5,000 and you can't access it, I'm really sorry, but things happen. Supported this. So you need to move to Binance or supported exchange to receive this XRP airdrop. I don't. We've talked about this XRP Sharp coin or whatever it is that people are trying to get. I think it's weird. That memo ID killed me. I'll say this. That day that I lost, I think it was $300 worth of BNB I lost because I mistyped my memo field. I vowed that day to never type in a memo field or an address, ever. I always will cut and paste, no matter how inconvenient it may be. In some cases, you have to email yourself the memo field or the address so that you can cut and paste it from your phone or vice versa. But don't ever try to type in a Bitcoin address or a memo field or anything by hand, right? You're just asking for trouble. Anyway, guys, thank you. I'll do this again next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream. We'll talk about the news. We'll talk about Bitcoin. Hopefully, we'll talk about the new all-time high next week. I'll answer your questions to the very, very best of my ability. And hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.